You think I'm kidding?
I believe it. Over there?
I was behind you and over there.
Business administration. There you go. Masters. That's what I tried. Well, undergrad, but it didn't work out. Too much math. Can't do it. Not a math guy.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, I like doing my job, and I like I'm in a fraternity, and I do all that stuff too, and I'm just so I like being in it and like working and learning. Not I can't do the classroom. I just can't. Irregardless, I digress. We got to redo the say and spell thing. So,
Sure.
will you say and spell your first and last name for me?
Frank Mackesy, Mackesy.
In your position here with the University of North Florida Police Department.
I am the chief of police.
Okay. So you guys have a new position on campus with your police department, working with some campus groups. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Certainly. I've only been here about 90 days, and one of the things that I did is I made a commitment that I wouldn't make any organizational changes to the structure of the UPD hierarchy for the first 90 days to give me an opportunity to, first of all, meet with every employee in the agency and also to find out suggestions for improvement. I asked every person that works here the same questions. I asked them, tell me if you were able, what are the 3 things you would change about the UPD if you could? And then once we worked through that process, I asked them, their strengths and their weaknesses. And then I asked them where they saw themselves in 6 months, 1 year, and 5 years from now, and what I could do to help them be successful in respect to achieving their 6-month, 1 year, and 5 year goals. And when I came on board, one of the things that I noticed is that there wasn't, though it's a small organization and it's a closely encapsulated campus community, there's a lot of young people that are on this campus. And it seemed to me that the only time that we were touching young people was in an enforcement mode. Maybe sometimes the resident life officers would, provide personal safety seminars, or a student would have a problem and reach out to them and they'd help them talk through it. So don't want to say it wasn't being done, but it wasn't being done at a holistic level in which I think it can be done. So I created a liaison officer that serves as a liaison between the police department and predominantly the students of the college, but also it could be faculty and staff as well. So we created a position, and the officer that was given this position, she just started last Monday. It's Officer Heather Strayer. She's been here for about 10 years. A lot of people know her. And she came up with the title as the cool officer. She wants to be known as the Campus Organization Outreach Liaison, i.e. cool. So we're excited about the possibilities. I'm not sure if there's enough opportunity for outreach that it can fill her week, so to speak. It will early on, obviously. But once it's up and running and there's some efficiencies built in, if she has free time, then what we're going to do is also train her in investigative protocols so that she'll have some experience in doing follow-up investigations to some of the crimes that may occur on campus.
What was her role before this position was created? What made her the best candidate for that?
Well, I came on board here. I do know some of the people that work here from working with them at the JSO, but Heather's a career officer with the UPD. And from what I was able to tell, she's extremely well liked by the people out there in the campus world. And I've even had officers tell me here that Heather is a very professional, very capable representative of the University Police Department. And one of the things that I reinforced to the personnel here at UPD, and it starts with me and it goes all the way through the entire organization, is when you're interacting with anyone outside of our department, at that point of interaction, you become the face of the University Police Department. Not only are you the face of the university police department, but your actions, whether it's with one person on a traffic stop or unlocking a door for someone who forgot their key, or if it's something more serious, not only do you represent yourself, but you represent the rest of us wearing the UPD uniform or representing the UPD brand. And from everything that I've been told, Heather is one of those individuals who, there are others, but Heather is one of those individuals who consistently and constantly represents this agency as someone that we would want to be represented by. So once I determined that, who could best represent our agency in the manner in which I think it needs to be represented in acting as a liaison between us and all these different groups out there. Heather's name is one of the ones that came to the forefront. And then through the interview process, it became apparent to me that her heart was in the right place, that she really cares about the students and the faculty and staff at this university. And she was struggling with some things here. She's been here, I think it's like 10 or 11 years. She'd been doing basically the same job as a patrol officer for 10, 11 years, and she was looking for some change. This came available. She gave it a lot of thought, and I was glad to hear that she decided to accept the position.
Excellent. So what's the primary, did you see a specific need for that? You said, you didn't want to change any of the command structure right off the bat. So in that 90 days, what did you observe that made you, or maybe observe or didn't observe, that made you want to kind of do a little more outreach in that type of work?
I am a big believer in that a police department is only as good as its relationships with its customers, which is the community. Here at UPD, because it is a small organization and because, staffing is as tight as it is, there hasn't always been an opportunity to provide resources outside of the core competency of the agency or the core function of the agency, which is providing answers to call for service. But if there's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world involving policing and interactions with communities, and I just see things that I feel like if the agencies throughout the country that are experiencing certain levels of difficulty right now would have put some of the practices in place that I believe are necessary to be a representative police department, that we wouldn't be seeing about all this stuff that's happening in the news and all. And though I don't ever foresee that there's ever anything like that going to happen here on the UNF campus, what I can tell you is I don't want to ever be in a position as a police department that when I need to be involved with somebody because there's a crisis situation, that's the first time they're meeting their police department. There needs to be a certain element or an attempt to gain trust and understanding of our mission, and to gain trust and understanding by the police towards the citizens. So what I want is, I want the police to trust the college community, and I want the college community to have a certain level of trust with the police. And that's not something you can just ask for and receive. It's something you have to earn.
And why do you feel that's necessary?
Well, I can just tell you my experiences with the sheriff's office. I mean, I managed 3,200 employees and a $350 million budget. And the things that made us successful is when we had high-profile incidents in the community, those community leaders, for instance, the local president of the NAACP, he had my cell phone and my home phone number. And if there was an issue, he could call me at any time, day or night, so that we could quickly get on the issue before it could fester into something bigger than it really needed to be. That's not to downplay that the issue wasn't significant, but it never resulted in picketing or protesting or violence or looting or anything like that. And I think that there were situations that occurred in Jacksonville that did not happen because of our relationships with the outside entities. And again, I don't ever foresee anything like that happening on the UNF campus. But when I'm asking student leaders here to trust me to do the right thing, regardless of the consequences, I don't want them to have to trust me the very first time they meet me. I want to build a relationship so that they can see we truly are here to keep them safe and to protect their rights. So that's why I think the position is important. Banking goodwill. Because in every police agency in the country, you're going to draw down on the goodwill bank. Something's going to happen that makes you withdraw goodwill. I don't want to be drawing down on goodwill that I don't have. I want to bank goodwill to let people know that we're here to protect and to serve, and that when those incidents do occur, we're going to hold people accountable, but give me the opportunity to prove to you that I can earn and gain your trust. That's why.